Hi. So this is going to be an introduction on taxes. It's a boring subject, I know, but it's going to be diving into just history of taxes, where we spend it on, where it goes to, um, tax strategies, and things like that. Anyways, stay tuned. I might keep doing this. I might pass along to someone else. I might get other videos out there and just have you watch that for a little while to illustrate a point. As you can see, I was never really rich. Didn't have rich parents. Um, Back in 2004, I was making less than 15 grand a year. Tax rate was less than 5%. In 2005, I was making less than 20 grand a year, and I was paying less than 7% in taxes. So things got better in 2010. I made less than 90 grand a year, paying around just above 17% in taxes. And I got married, filed jointly, so I'm not showing you my uh, tax return summary for 2014, 2015. You can easily see, you add those up, basically what my salary is, or my earnings was for my job. Yeah, so I'm doing well. It just gets better and easier. Why? Because now that I'm not just focusing on my taxes, I have to focus on my family's taxes. So trying to get to a lower tax bracket. As you can see here, if I was making 20 grand a year, I would be paying more than 10%, maybe even up to 15% of taxes. And I was struggling to live with just 20 grand a year, less than 20 grand a year. I was taking unemployment benefits, and what people don't know is you pay taxes on unemployment benefits. This is, you can easily Google it. It's not easy being poor. You don't really have just really any tax strategies where you can lower your tax bracket. Your main goal is basically just make more money, right? But it's hard because it takes money to make money. So there's a lot of things it's just very difficult to get past that big gap into having a livable income, wage, and then getting up to the point where you can live comfortably and save for retirement. um, as you can see, I'm probably now if I was still single, in the 28% tax bracket rate. But you know what, I could do so many things to strategize my deductions, and my tax bracket could be probably even lower than someone who's making less than 20 grand a year, which is crazy. So anyways, when you make it to being quite well off, you've got so many options. There's just so many things, and I learn more every day, every year, about how to decrease it. Right now, I'm looking into forming a corporation. I just started a non-profit. Now I'm starting a for-profit, a C corp, and debating whether that's going to end up being a S corp. That's basically small businesses types, which helps with your taxes. Double taxation doesn't occur with that. And then also limited liability companies, LLCs. I've started one or two before. And then, a lot of my work I do is from home. So you can do a lot of tax deductions by having a home office, either if it's part-time or full-time. And so there's a lot of strategies. Just form your own company, and it's a small investment. For example, Massachusetts, to file for your own corporation is $250. To file an LLC, I believe it's about the same amount. But there's a difference between LLCs, because you need a partner to have an LLC. Otherwise, they see you as just a single entity. So that limited liability doesn't really protect you. Anyways, I'm going off topic again. What I'm trying to say is you've got a lot of tax deductions that you can apply to lower your tax bracket, especially when you're in a high tax bracket. And you can Google it. There's just so many things that you can do. And what I'm going to do is in the future videos is go over, the things that most people do. That's very common, and sometimes there's a limit on what you can do. But then you just keep doing more and more. So you just keep getting more and more involved into doing more things where you get to a smaller tax bracket. Excuse me. So you can see on this site, this person or family lowered their tax bracket pretty low as 1% in federal income taxes, or down to 4% if I guess they didn't have kids, and they just have all these deductions that they have. So I'll go and provide the link. You could read it through yourself, and then you could see just kind of differences between business structures. One of the things that I wanted to also talk about quickly is C Corp deduct GDP. So actually Bernie Sanders in 2014 talked about this, how the tax share paid by corporations fell from 33% to 9% since 1952. There's actually a graph that showed a really good indicator of what exactly how it looks. I wish I could find it. It's not there. Give me a brief moment. I'll just do an image search so you can actually see all the graphs of just the amount of S corps and LLCs went up. The amount of C corporations have gone lower, but the amount of tax as a share of GDP has gone down. As you can see, it was up from 6%. Now we're all the way down to almost 1% in 2009. You can look at this yourself. Anyways, this is just my short introduction to taxes. Not exciting, but just kind of want you to realize that when you're poor, and you probably know if you're poor, I've been there, you got no outs. You got no way to lower your tax bracket. Your lowest tax bracket is 10% in taxes. You're stuck. The only way to get lower is to go up and then use tax strategies to deduct it even lower. Because it's pretty bad. Anyways, stay tuned. I'll try to have better points out there for what I'm trying to demonstrate. I'm still pretty new at this YouTube business, so bear with me.